and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, because Barça have returned to action after a 2-week break, and well, pretty much nothing has changed, absolutely nothing at all. And also, our struggles against Rayo Vallecano continue because we dropped points. 2 big points dropped here today ahead of a really big run of games that is going to test us. And right now, we are going to have to discuss everything we saw in a game of 2 halves with contentious refereeing decisions too. It's coming up for you. So let's do it. Because, okay, guys, when you are looking at Xavi's starting lineup, I think it's quite clear already that he was thinking about the international break and what we saw in that break there. Players that have played a lot of minutes for their countries, Gundogan accumulating a lot of games, and also, of course, those long trips back from South America for Araujo, for Rafinha. All of those players weren't involved from the start. João Felix as well was not in the 11, and as you can see right here, it was still a strong enough team. You're looking at the centre-backs there, Inigo Martinez and Christensen, Balde, Cancelo along the back line, the midfield there, Pedri and Frenkie de Jong starting this game and playing the entirety of it. That was surprising there for me, with Ferran Torres given a big chance in attack and Lamine Yamal starting either side of Robert Lewandowski. And before the game, Barca's players did indeed emerge there in special shirts with a message for Xavi in support of him. And Xavi, of course, asked before this game that Barca carry Xavi's spirit with them this season, that they play with him in mind. And to be honest, guys, especially looking at the first half, nothing out there said to me Xavi spirit. We lacked that today in many areas. We did not see any energy, any urgency from the first minute of the game. And of course, we're going to come on to the fact that yes, in the second half, Barca improved. But let me ask you now, how many more times are we going to start games like this? When are we actually going to say, no, we can't keep doing this? Every single game that we play, we start with just no urgency, no enthusiasm to go out there and actually get a positive result. It's almost as like, well, oh, we've kind of got to be here. We've got to come out here. We've got to try and play. Everything is in slow motion. And the first halves of games have been woeful from this team this season. And yet again, we find ourselves behind. It's almost like right now, we like being behind. Almost maybe that takes the pressure off. Then we can play. Do it from the start. Do it from the first minutes of the game, and we failed yet again to do that, because Rayo took the lead, didn't they? They took the lead there inside of 40 minutes, and as you can see right here, Iñaki Peña in goal, there's a shot that comes in that gets blocked. He then dives to the other side of his goal in anticipation of that, and what he can't really do then is get back up quick enough to get over the other side to stop the shot from Unai Lopez there. That's what goalkeepers always work on, saving a shot, going down for one, and then getting back up as quickly as you possibly can and getting back in position. Iñaki Peña couldn't quite get there, but what a hit it was from Unai Lopez. Connects with it so well. Now, of course, though, in the aftermath of that goal, there was a lot of arguments there from Xavi and the Barca bench about offside, and there's actually multiple complaints here in this goal, because initially, you can see as the ball comes in here, Balde clears that with his head, and he only does that because there's a man behind him who is in an offside situation. So at what point do they become involved? Because if he's not there, if he's not in that offside position, probably Balde lets that go, and Iñaki Peña comes out and the attack is over. So that is the first instance, but then of course there's the shot itself, whereby actually there is a Rayo player in an offside position in the line of sight of Iñaki Peña. You know, as that shot is coming through there, he can't see around the player that's offside, so surely that makes them involved. So already here you've got things that are going against Barca right now, refereeing decisions that honestly I never expect to get. Anytime there's something that's up for debate, anytime there's a contentious call, you know that it is not going to go our way, and that is why we have to take it upon ourselves, why we have to do better, take the power out of the referee's hands, score multiple goals in games so that, you know what, it doesn't matter if we concede one or if we don't get a penalty later in the game. Take it upon ourselves to play well from the first minute. Take the game to your opponent and don't just arrive into a game as though you don't even care. But okay, guys, if we are being honest, if we are being fair and reasonable, we can all admit that in the second half Barca did play a better game. But again, it's not as though suddenly that makes Barca a great team. The bar was low. You know, that first half was shocking. Of course there was going to be some element of improvement in the second half, and of course the subs, I feel, were a big part of that. João Felix coming on for Ferran, he was more effective in my opinion. Gundogan coming on for Oriol Romeu, that was an obvious change there that was going to improve our midfield. And later in the game as well, I think Fermin for Pedri. Fermin had a real impact there going forward, you know, giving us a different dimension situation, giving Rayo a different kind of problem to think about, and as well, Rafinha for Yamal. Rafinha had a really good impact in the game. Within seconds of coming on, he unleashed a brilliant strike at goal, and that's again something we just don't see enough. Players there, just take it on. Have a shot at goal. Take on the opportunity. Rafinha has got a wonderful shot on him. We see that there. Cannons off the inside of the post. Very, very unlucky. How we did not score from the rebound of that, I will never know. But eventually, we did score. We did get the equalising goal. Balde finally gets in behind. It's one of those where Barca, for one of the first times in the game, moved the ball quickly enough to actually catch Rayo out. We got in behind them. We exploited some space there. Good ball into the box. And in the end, it's not actually Lewandowski's goal. It goes in off Lejeune. So an own goal there, rearing his head. We need own goal. We really, really do. But it's not enough, because that's the problem, guys. If you leave it until the final stages of games, you know, we've made lots of comebacks this season. We've shown a good attitude, a good mentality to keep fighting until the end. But at some point, you won't be able to come back. You can't do that every game. You can't rely on that to happen every game. If you concede first in every single match, you're going to drop some points. It is as simple as that. And today, we could not find the winner. You look at the very final moments of the game. Again, it's a refereeing decision, a penalty appeal there on Rafinha. I don't get how that's not a penalty, though. I mean, really, guys, I'm very, very angry today again with Barca, but how is that not a penalty? How is he clearly there, not taken down in the box? He is. He's moving onto that ball, he's in the air, and he's taken out. His legs are taken from beneath him, and yet you look at that, and it's not given. I do not understand things right now. I do not understand what the people in the VAR room are doing. I don't understand what the referees are doing, but it was another decision that went against Barca, and at a critical point in the game. But at the end of the day, guys, again, I just want to say it's not an excuse here. I'm not saying that we've only dropped points here because of referees, because like I say, at some point, you've got to look at ourselves. In first halves of matches, the way that we begin games, there is no plan there. I cannot see anything at Barca right now which actually tells me, okay, that's what we're trying to do. That's the approach that we're taking. That was what we had in our mind heading into this game. It all still looks random to me. It all just looks as though we go out there and we improvise everything. All the goals that we score just happen to happen. Even today, it's an own goal in the end that gets us equalisers. We're looking for penalties. We're looking for chances there from crosses coming in. It is all very, very disorganised without any real concrete approach in the final third. And that is worrying. And again, that's something that you're not able to repeat. If things are random, if things are lucky, you can't get that every single game. And we're seeing it here. Drop points to Barca. Not a good start after the international break. And our next 3 games, guys, Porto, Atletico Madrid, Girona. These are massive games coming up, and we've already given ourselves an uphill task. So let me know in the comments down below what you made of the performance today. Do you think that things did get better in the second half? Or what did you make there of that first half? What needs to change to improve these displays? I will see you, of course, soon, where there will be more videos coming up. And thank you still, guys, for tuning in here today after this one. I'll catch you soon. But until next time, as always, Visca el Barça.